The purpose behind this particular set of notes in your journal is really to remind you what the numerator and the denominator really mean, going back to what those parts represent. So when you were working with the online fraction tool and you pulled up the circle, it asked you how many parts do you want to divide this into. So when you said, give me a 10-part circle, you got 10 equal parts. That's what the denominator is. The denominator is how many equal parts you're dividing the whole unit into. Then when you shaded 4/10 or 1/10 or 2/10, this numerator is how much you shade. So that's your shaded part, or how much you're picking. So if you can keep that in mind, that this denominator represents the total number of parts. The biggest thing to keep in mind is your denominator, and I want you guys to write this on your notes. The denominator, all parts must be the same size. So all parts must, and even underline must, be the same size. And we're going to look at a couple of examples because it's one of the common misconceptions I see when we're dealing with fractions. So let's look at these two little fraction puzzles. So this first one, if I had maybe just the top half shaded. So what if I just shaded this little section here? Is it easy to say what fraction I have shaded? And I would say no, it's not easy. So you cannot easily determine the fraction. And the mistake that I see students make is saying, well, there's two parts, so that must be 1/2 shaded. But I can look at this and know for sure half of this is not shaded. So we cannot easily determine the fraction because the two parts are not the exact same size. So determine the fraction because the parts are not equal. So if you can get that one concept into your mind, it will help you a whole lot. So let's look at this second picture. In this second picture, what if we had shaded maybe this piece here and this piece here? So can I easily determine the fraction shaded here? Well, that kind of depends. Right now, if I look, I can't come up with my denominator because all my parts are not equal. Let's get a pen. All parts not equal. So the question I would have is there a way to make these parts the same? And there is. If I go ahead and cut these two big boxes in half, now what I really have is I've got 4 boxes, 4 triangles, 4 triangles, and 4 triangles. So now I have broken it into every part's the exact same size. Now that all of my parts are the same size, I can count them. And I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So now that I have equal parts, I can say 16, and I've got 1, 2, 3 parts shaded. So 3 parts out of 16 total parts. And once I have all my parts the same size, then I can go ahead and come up with a fraction of it that is shaded.